Hello everyone, my name is Ale. If you were already around here, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. Quick interesting fact. Did you know that yawning after someone else yawns may be a sign of empathy or an emotional relationship or bond to that person? Now, let's start. Alright, so we are gonna talk about our levels of the mind. Every part of our mind helps us to give meaning to different things, to learn, help us to get more information and to give meaning to symbols and to new ideas, to form new perceptions as well. Now what we need to know first is that the one who divided these levels of the mind was Sigmund Freud, and he divided into 3 levels of awareness. So first, we're gonna talk about the first level, that is our conscious mind. This is where we develop all our intelligence and where we gather all information, and all knowledge you have is gathered from your conscious mind. We can also call it our logic and rational mind. This part of the mind oversees our perception and help us decide on our daily life. It helps you to make decisions that doesn't take that much effort to perform or to think. This is the one that helps us to decide. I'm so sorry, when I'm talking about something, like I always make some stuff with my hands, like I can't control it. Sorry about that. But yeah, getting into business again. Sorry about that. It is the mind that helps us do the right thing when we need to do the right thing, like at the right time. We don't kind of analyze the things, we just like decide with our conscious mind, depending on the conditions and on the analysis. For example, if you are going to cross the street, you decide in that moment with not much effort. There's traffic, if there's not traffic, if you can cross the street or not. Like you just decided, you're not like thinking there like for more than 5 minutes if you will cross the street or not. Mind sometimes makes use of memories of past experiences that you have that help you decide without an effort. This is the level of the mind that is always active, like on our daily life at all times. Even though at some point in your life or in your day your subconscious or unconscious level would be active, your conscious level will be most of the time always active, because we always need it. Okay, now the second level is subconscious level, and this is also so the second level is called the subconscious. This level of awareness can also be called pre-conscious, whatever you like better. This level of awareness gives you access to all your memories that are on your unconscious. You can bring them back to your conscious if you need them at that point. It gives you access to all the experiences that you have and that maybe you have forgotten. And you have to keep in mind that this information that you are retrieving in your subconscious has entered from your conscious. Like you can think of it like a series of steps that some information will enter by the conscious level, then go onto the subconscious, and then to the unconscious. But I'm gonna talk about the unconscious level in a bit. We can call this level as the emotional one, because it's the one that goes by our preferences, our likes, our desires, and our heart. Even if you don't know it, you are creating all the time subconsciously neural connections to people, to places, or to things with an emotional level. So for example, and it's a really stupid example, but try to change something in your room, like for example your dresser or your trash can. Just try it, but it has to be something that has been in the same place for at least months or years or yeah, at least a month. If you change it from where it was, you will take a few days to get used to it again. And this doesn't mean that you had an emotional connection with the trash can, like, no. But it's just that we create neural connections to things where we are used to them. So for example, you had your trash can on your room for several months in the same place. As you became used to it, you didn't have to consciously make an effort to think where to throw the trash. Because if you are like me and I don't feel like going out of bed to just throw the trash, but I know where it is, so sometimes I don't even like see, and I just like throw a paper and like, okay, I guess it went into the trash can, but yeah, you got me. As I told you, this also goes with places and people. We all create neural emotional connections with persons. So if you spend too much time with your friend or a family member or someone you like, affection and love will come with the time. Even if you don't like them before, maybe you will like them afterwards, because you become to get used to them and your mind forms neural connections with them. As I told you, this is the emotional mind, so this also goes with impulses that we have. So have you regret something that you did? Maybe it was because your subconscious mind was more active at that time than your conscious mind. So maybe if your conscious mind will have been active, the conscious mind is a rational one, you maybe will not have performed in that way. But subconscious is more emotional and impulsive. And this is the one that makes you buy that shirt that you don't need. This is the one that make me buy a jade roller that I didn't need. It's the one that makes us feel jealousy or anger. It's also the one that has access to our memories, so you can think of it as the mind that never forgets. So that's why it makes us jealousy or anger, because you may have a memory repressed there that you can't forget of someone that hurt you. An example of how we can retrieve memories or past experiences that are on our unconscious. Sometimes I kind of confuse all the time talking about conscious, subconscious, unconscious, like so much conscious. But yeah, you can retrieve them by, for example, when you talk to a friend, like the one that was on your class, like on your prom or something like that, and you start talking about past experiences or specific places where you went to a trip. You can't retrieve experiences that you are not thinking about them in your unconscious, and you can bring them to your subconscious by talking about them. And you can even remember about how you felt at that certain time. Even smells, like we can even remember how we felt, like smells, like specific smells that mean something to you or that you like. When I ran out of coffee from El Salvador here, I still remember how it tastes. Like, coffee is just in my heart so much that I can remember how it tastes and how it smells. Alright, so talking about the third level of awareness is the unconscious mind. It takes up to 6 and 7 parts of our brain, I think. Not so sure, but I think. This is where we have millions and millions of experiences since we were born that we may and may not even remember. Everything that we do not control. Also, we can have memories that are hurtful for us and that maybe we just blocked. So they are still there, but we've somehow blocked them and they are stored there and we will never remember them because we set ourselves to block them in our unconscious mind. It's the one in charge of physiologic things like breathing, for example. You can of course consciously regulate how you breathe. Like if you consciously think about it, your mind takes charge of it. Like when we are sleeping, is the one that makes us close our eyes when there is some danger coming to our face. For example, is the one that moves your arms when someone is about to punch you in the face. We can call this the reactive mind. So now we have conscious mind, our rational logic mind, subconscious mind, emotional mind, and unconscious mind is our reactive mind. It is the one in charge of pleasure and pain and to keep us in our comfort zone as well. Like how Freud pictured these 3 levels of the mind. He said that it was like an iceberg, and you can watch the iceberg, and the conscious mind is the top of the iceberg that you can see above the sea, above the level of like the surface. And then the subconscious mind is the one that, for example, when you submerge, you can still see that part of the iceberg in the water. And our unconscious mind is the part of the iceberg that you cannot see, even because it's too far away and there's not enough light to see it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna give you a quick explanation about this because someone asked me about it, and I wanted to include it in this video. They asked me about what is the collective unconscious. First, we need to know that this is a term coined by Carl Jung, and the difference between our individual unconscious is that this one is composed by experiences that we have, and our collective unconscious is composed of symbols, archetypes, or prototypes, whatever you want to call it. They are composed of experiences that all humans share. You can see it like in dreams, in art, in religion, that we are not aware of it. Like as Carl said, they are symbols that help shape our individual unconscious as well, but we don't realize it because it's some psychic contact that we cannot retrieve. These archetypes are symbols or images or ideas that form part of our distinctive conduct. As we develop an ability more consciously, this one becomes more subconscious and even can become unconscious. For example, I'm super bad at math, but super bad, and all my classmates from back in school can tell that I was so bad, like so bad. If someone asks me a quick question about math that I need to answer in that moment, an easy question or an easy answer, I can retrieve something from my mind in that, like at that moment, and that will be a conscious level. But for right now, in my current semester that I'm dying because I have to pass this course. But right now I have a stats class on my semester and I'm not enjoying it. Like, you have to know, I'm not enjoying this class at all. I'm just wishing that this semester ends, but now, these 4 months that I have had this class, I have had to learn math, stats, like stuff to get the course done, do my assignments and everything. So right now I have this stats knowledge subconsciously, because subconscious is temporal. You can be sure that whenever this semester ends, I'm gonna forget everything, because I don't like stats, I don't like math, it's horrible. But for example, if I will be studying business or architecture or a career that needs more math than mine, that is psychology, and if I'm gonna work in something that I'm gonna need math, probably all that stuff that I'm learning will help me through years later. So I will probably don't need an effort to learn some things anymore. So that could probably become knowledge from my conscious to my subconscious to my unconscious. But this is not the case. So this thing will go so fast. I won't even realize that I won't know anything about stats after April 27th that I have my final. I will forget everything because I will not need it anymore. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos of psychology. I'm still deciding what the next topic will be, so I will keep you updated on my social media. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!